Coach, congratulations on the reverse sweep. Epic five-set match, two five-set victories back-to-back. Can you give us your initial impressions of the match?
Unfortunately, we're giving the fans the most bang for their ticket dollar. Credit Santa Barbara, they're a heck of a team. I think they had some setbacks with their lineup at the very beginning of the season. My thought is they were expecting Matt Marsh to be in the lineup, and it looks like they had to change it up. And so they had some tough matches on their schedule early. And I think their record early in the MPSF season was really misleading. They're a much better team than their record shows. I think, unfortunately for them, it probably took them 3 or 4 matches to get their feet under them and to get used to the lineups they've been running the last couple of months. And they're a great blocking team. Jonas Seif is an exceptional right side blocker. He's an exceptional setter, an exceptional server. He digs very well, and he blocks fantastic. And he's blocked well the times we've played him, and maybe that's an us thing, but he's a really talented young man, and so they played well, and I was just really proud of the way my team stuck with it. We were happy with the way we were playing in the first set, and we had back-to-back attack errors, and they were actually balls that got hit in the net. Robert Feathers hit a quick set in the net, and we had the matchup, and it was 1-on-1. And then the very next play, Christian Rivera hit a ball in the net, and those sort of turned the tide. It was a very close set, but it felt like we were a little bit in control. So we felt good about how we were playing. And then the second set, again, we were doing lots of good things, and we just couldn't get it done. I credit Santa Barbara. They played great. They forced us into some tough situations, and we just couldn't overcome it. And then I'm really proud of my team, the way they stuck with it. We kept talking about on the bench and timeouts that we were playing well. We were doing the right things we needed to do to win, and we were playing hard. And eventually it was going to turn. We knew, we could force a long night, and I'm really proud of the way we stuck with it, and we did. And we withstood some serving by them. Jonah got off on a couple runs and really got us in trouble a lot. And that was why we left Chris O'Renick in as long as we did. He wasn't attacking well, but he was digging well. And more importantly, he was actually passing well. He got aced before we took him out, but our team was siding out over a 50% clip with him passing the ball, and that was our highest side out percentage by passer. And then the last part is Chris was doing a good job with his blocking assignments. So we felt like and he was serving well. So he was doing everything well but attacking. And so that's why we went with him as long as we did. And then, thankfully, Alex was ready. So far, we've had 3 outside hitters this year that have played great at times. And all of them battle tested. Slot, Orenick, and Tui are all, can all do the job and all have done the job at times. All of them in different 5-set matches. I think we played more 5-set matches than anybody in the league. And so, I'm glad we know how to play in the 5th. I'm glad we've been tested. I'm glad we've gone through some adversity, and I'm happy with the progress we're starting to make.
One thing I noticed was with the serving for you guys, you weren't really serving effectively. You only had 1 ace in the first 2 sets. You weren't even really getting them out of system. What changed in the 3rd and 4th sets that made your serve more effective?
Well, when we made the change from Orenick to Slot, Slot came in and served great at the very beginning of the 3rd set, and he got off from the very first point. He served well, and then we went with Feathers. Feathers was hitting his float serve, and Santa Barbara does a fantastic job of starting pretty far up in the court, and their passers do a great job with their hands passing a float. The other thing was we had not seen them play with the combination of Buckley and Delson as an outside hitting core. There's no film of them or with that combination. So we really didn't know how to attack them, or what we knew some of their individual tendencies were, but we didn't know what their gap responsibilities were and all that. So we, to make a long story short, pretty much said, screw it, we're going to go be aggressive, and we turned Robert loose, and he did wonderfully. And Alex continued to keep the pace. We found a couple holes here and there with our float serves that did affect them as the match wore on, and I think I think that helped in us. The guys we have on the floor now are all able to do several different serves. Chris Sorenik has a couple different serves he can hit. Tui has a bunch of different serves he can hit. Robert has 2 different serves he can hit, and and Micah's got a whole toolbox there. So I thought we were able to kind of keep changing and mixing it up until we found some rhythm from the service line, and we did. And the matchups didn't change too much throughout the match, except for the 5th set, and we had to kind of look at things again. But we just, for bottom line, we got more aggressive, took the handcuffs off of Robert, and Alex came in and was great from the get-go.
You mentioned the change in the serve, and you weren't playing terribly in the first 2 sets. It was very competitive. But what was the turning point that allowed USC to take the last 3 sets? Specifically, I know that in the 3rd and 4th set, Santa Barbara didn't even manage to hit over 200 for those sets. What was the turning point? What was the key in those sets?
I really think Alex Slot was it. I mean, he just put a ton of pressure on their guys, and in that row, Chris Renick was serving from left to his right, or from our left to their left, and he wasn't able to generate anything in the matchup we had there. And Alex has a little bit of a different serve and a different arm, and I think Alex is a little tougher to read, and so he was the guy that I think really sparked it. And then to on top of that, when Robert went back and had immediate success with his jump spin, I think that sparked us, because I think we were playing well, but we just didn't have that little extra thing to put us over the top in the first 2 sets. And I think once we saw that we were able to affect them on serve receive, I think that gave us a little more confidence. And I think it obviously gave Bob and Alex more confidence, and they were able to take care of it from the service line and really start changing things around.
2 more questions for you.
Sure.
Going into tonight, you had lost 6 of the last 9 matches.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest reason for this downturn?
Well, it actually started at Santa Barbara. Illness was the front end of it, and when we went up there, and I don't want to belabor it, but we were compromised as a team, and hey, that's on us. We have to play. It's on the schedule. You got to do your job, and we didn't do our job well enough that night, and it coincided with a match with the Blue Guys down the road later in that week, and we still weren't able to get it done, and so we had. I think we used a lot of energy on the front end of the season to get where we got to, when we're towards the top of the standings in the league. And, it just physically, it took a lot out of us. It took us a while for us to recover. And we had so much change in practice and so much, turnover with our lineup trying to get, it was hard for us to get in a rhythm. And again, that's on us. We have to take care of business, and we got to do the job. We didn't do it well enough. But the season's a long season, and the good news about that whole stretch that we knew was we had done so much of the heavy lifting with the teams that were ahead of us in the standings. Most of those matches are done and are done, save for 1 match with Pepperdine in a week. And so we knew that if we just stayed the course, got everybody healthy, kept training, and kept improving, that things would turn back for us. And I really think the Long Beach State match last week was the first time we'd had that look in our eye that we knew we were going to win. and no, I don't mean that as a disrespect for Long Beach. It was our guys having the confidence in themselves again to know that they had put in the work, they had gotten over the hump, we were getting healthy, and more importantly, we were improving as a team. I think we got stagnant was the other part of it, and our inability to get a solid lineup on the floor during that span in practice really inhibited our chances to get better as a team. And I think we're back. Again, we're able to grind it out, but we gotta start getting our foot on the gas pedal earlier, and start hopefully trying to put some teams away a little bit sooner. I do love our resolve and that we're able to outlast teams in these matches. And then big shout out to Brent Metz, our strength and conditioning coach, because our guys were still ready to go and could have played more, I think, tonight. And I think that was a huge factor for us and another addition to our confidence.
And final question. The team across town awaits you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can you preview that match? Specifically, the last time you played them, obviously Micah was not in the lineup.
Yeah.
How much of a difference do you think that will make tomorrow night?
Well, if we serve well and we pass well, we're going to be able to feel good about what we're doing. In the previous match, they won the serving battle, and I think the passing battle was probably about even. They probably outpassed us a little bit, and so we were trying to find ourselves a little bit, but they won the serve pass battle that night, and that was the difference. And it's really tough to not sound cliche as a volleyball coach, but the serve pass battle is almost always going to decide the match, and if you have two high quality serving and passing teams, it's going to be a long match, and then it's going to come down to something else. But if you look way back into February with our matches with Hawaii, both teams were serving well and passing well, and those were 20-18 in the fifth, both of them. So the serve pass battle is going to be the biggest thing tomorrow night, and I don't think we gave it our best shot serving. I shouldn't say we gave it our best shot, but we just weren't good enough that night, and we're going to have to be good enough tomorrow. And they're going to bring it. It's not cliche when you can throw the records out. This is one of the most special rivalries in college sports. It's an honor to be a part of it. It's an honor to represent those people that came before us, for us as coaches. Think about all the great coaches that came before. Al Skates and his wonderful career. You had Ernie Hicks and Bob Yoder and all the successes they had, and then all the Olympic gold medalists and the beach champions, and to be a part of it's pretty special, and we're glad it's going to be on TV on the Pac-12 networks, and I think they'll be wearing their blue jerseys, and we'll be wearing our Cardinal jerseys just like the football teams, and I think that's cool that we can both wear our home jerseys in matches like this. And it's what's great about living in LA and coming to LA and being an athlete and being a coach, and you get into these matches, and it's just, there's nothing like it. And you try to tell your team it's not different, and sometimes it is. And but we're thrilled. It's going to be a heck of a match, and we're really looking forward to the challenge and putting our best foot forward.
Well, thank you, Coach, and congratulations on the victory, and good luck tomorrow against that team across town.
Cool. Thanks. Fight on, everyone.